Hello my students and welcome to Madrassa Net. Hope you enjoyed your summer holiday. I miss you so much and today of course we are going to start your new program, of course, which is about your first sequence or sequence 1. We are going to see your title, the title of sequence 1. So follow me and let's get started. Your title of sequence 1, unit 1 is about me, universal landmarks and outstanding figures in either in history, literature and art. What does it mean? The famous places and the famous persons or in history, literature and arts. We have universal landmarks. Let's start with the universal landmarks. What do you think? What does it mean, universal landmarks? I will explain briefly, my students. We can say universal landmarks, famous landmarks or famous building in any country. We have here some example. What's this? Oh, yeah. You know this, my students. Okay, let's see what is it. Very good. It is Eiffel Tower in France. Yes, this building is called Eiffel Tower in France. It is a universal landmark. It's a famous tower in France, which is named Eiffel Tower in France. So let's read briefly a brief information about Eiffel Tower. This tower is made of metal with 3 floors, stand in the center of Paris. The tower has been visited by over 250 million people. The second example. Look at this picture. What is it? Very good. It is pyramids in Egypt. We can see here pyramids in Egypt. Let's see together some information about pyramids. We have the great pyramids of Giza are near Cairo, in Egypt. The second information, they are made of stone and bricks. We can see here the pyramids are not made from metal like the Eiffel Tower. We can see here that they are made of stone and bricks. It means pyramids are made of stones and bricks. Let's see together the third information. The pyramids are, or they are, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It means a very old landmarks in Egypt near Cairo and exactly in Giza. Let's see together the third example. Yes, this is our unit. We are going to talk about what is this? Yes, it is the Big Ben in London, the Great Wall, as some people of course called it. Let's see or let's read together the information about Big Ben in London. The first information is Big Ben is the name given to the massive bell inside the clock tower. There is a clock tower and inside it we have the Big Ben. The second information, it weighs more than 13 tons. You see here, it weighs more than 13 tons. The heavy, it weighs more than 13 tons. The third information, Big Ben is in the Elizabeth Tower at the north end of the Houses of Parliament in central London. It means in central of London we have the Big Ben, the great clock. After that, after this brief information, let's read together here. I read, listen and do. This is your first step in your program, in your New Year school. The first point that I'm going to do is I read, There will be a text, then listening, we listen to the text and do our exercise. And of course, it will be about Big Ben. You have here the text. This is the text. This text is about Big Ben. So we have to read it 3 times. Be careful, my students. I will read the text only 3 times, then we do. So the first point, I read. You listen carefully. Then after that, we will do together our exercise. So let's get started our reading too. As for the clock itself, Edmund Beckett Denison worked with Edward Dent, 2 persons. We have, as for the clock itself, we have Edmund Beckett Denison and Edward Dent. What are they doing? A clockmaker to design the clock which would become the great clock in the great tower at the Palace of Westminster. It means in London, of course. Big Ben chimed for the first time on 11th July 1859. For the first time it chimed on 11th July 1859. Big Ben weighs 13.7 tons. It stands 2 meters tall. You see here, stands tall, 2 meters tall, and has a diameter of 2.7 meters. The hammer, it means the hammer of the clock of Big Ben, the hammer weighs 200 kilo. The clock tower, which is 96 meters tall, looks spectacular at night when the 4 clock faces are illuminated. So this is my first time. We reread the text again, so follow me, my students. As for the clock itself, Edmund Beckett Denison worked with Edward Dent, a clockmaker, to design. It means who designed the Big Ben? To design the clock which would become the great clock in the great tower at the Palace of Westminster. The Big Ben chimed for the first time on 11th July 1859. Big Ben weighs 13.7 tons. It stands 2 meters tall. We have here the tall, 2 meters, and has a diameter of 2.7 meters. Its diameter 2.7 meters. The hammer, its hammer weighs 200 kilo. So the clock tower, which is 96 meters tall, looks spectacular at night when the 4 clock faces are illuminated. My students, the second time. So let's quickly read the text 3rd time. As for the clock itself, Edmund Beckett Denison worked with Edward Dent, a clockmaker, to design the clock which would become the great clock in the great tower at the Palace of Westminster. Big Ben chimed for the first time on 11th July 1859. Big Ben weighs 13.7. It stands 2 meters tall and has a diameter of 2.7 meters. The hammer weighs 200 kilo. The clock tower, which is 96 meters tall, looks spectacular at night when the 4th clock faces are illuminated. So here we have read the text, then we do. We start. complete the table. There will be a table. This is a table. Here we have some information about Big Ben. Of course, according to the previous text that we have just read. We start with the first exercise or the first example. Names of Big Ben's designers. Come on, my students. We have just read the text. So, who designed the Big Ben? Yes, very good. There are two persons. Edmund Beckett Denison, and the second one is Edward Dent. Yes, very good. So, both design the Big Ben. Second information. The first time Big Ben shined. Yes, when did Big Ben shine? For the first time, the date, we have to mention the date. Yes, my students, excellent, very good. We have on 11th July 1859. Very good. So we say Big Ben shined for the first time on 11th July 1859. The third information. Let's see together here. We have Big Ben's weight. What does it mean here, weight? We have T. Yes, this is the noun. It is noun, weight. But when we say weighs is a verb. Good. Let's see together. What's the weight of Big Ben? Come on. Very good. Yes, it is mentioned in the text as 37 tons. So, Big Ben weighs 37 tons. The next one, Big Ben's height. It stands, of course, as the text said, very good, 2 meters tall. 2 meters tall. It stands 2 meters tall. The next point, we have Big Ben's diameters. What do you think about diameters of Big Ben? How or it weighs? Yes, good. 7 meters. It means how tall is it? We have 7 meters. So the diameters of Big Ben are 7 meters. The last information about Big Ben, we talk about hammer. What do you think about hammer's weight? Yes, excellent. We have 200 kilos. 200 kilos. So, of course, from this brief information, we have formed a short paragraph as the previous text. So thank you very much. This is our lesson today and our last point. See you next time, my students, with another subject, with another exercise. Don't forget to subscribe and visit our Facebook page. Goodbye and see you next time.